Nobody's sleeping well anymore. That's because we're electrical beings, okay? And the electricity out there is absolutely coming unglued, you know, and some of it's negative, and that's why. I mean, there's just a lot of huge amount of transformation going on right now. Yeah, nobody's sleeping well. Yeah, silver's going up. They're not gonna. I mean, the COMEX does not have control of what's going on. They're trying to manipulate and live off their short contracts. That's what they're trying to do. But I believe that, you know, now that Walsh has taken over the Federal Reserve, you're going to see, you know, there's just no doubt in my mind that there will be a crash. It will not crash the economy of the United States. Let me just make this clear. It's going to crash the Treasury or the Federal Reserve. Okay, all the old fiat currency, that part is going to crash, and they're going to have to take down the you know, New York Stock Exchange. I don't know how Trump is going to deal with that. I know the COMEX is in big trouble, and you know, let's look at what's happening over in Asia at the Shanghai Exchange, and that will be your true price of what they're wanting to, or what these rates are going to be, or even what they're selling for inside Japan. And that's about 29-30% more higher than what's going on in North America. Do you think gas prices are going to go down? Yes, absolutely. This is why what's happening, you're going to see gas prices right now, they are relatively high right now, but what's going to happen once they have that manipulation down, and, you know, because there's more gas and oil out there than we can throw a stick at. I mean, it's just, you know, it doesn't matter what direction you look in, there's gas and oil. So once they get control of the Middle East, which is on its, you know, it's in the process right now, and once they have control of that, because they're the ones that are manipulating these high prices, right? Any of the oil. So, you know, whoever's jacking the price up there over there, is everybody else has to follow it. So now that Trump has control of what's going on there, he's going to start dropping it. So that can happen anytime. What is going on with the ballroom? Trump says, yeah, well, that's a lot of things. They're taking out the underground tunnels and all that good stuff's going in there. And it's going to be a big, beautiful ballroom that they can hold all kinds of dignitaries coming in from around the world in a very, very safe environment, okay? And it'll be onion layer deep of security. So nobody will be worried about, you know, getting shot at as Trump is out. He's out there on those golf courses and doing whatever. And, you know, even in that other grand ballroom that was going on there, they allowed that guy to run through. I don't even know what's going on. Is it part of the optics? Is it part of the movie? Who knows? But, you know, this ballroom is very important. It's very strategic. And I believe that he built that based on wiping out all the demonic operations that had been going on at the White House at one time. I think it's going to be probably turned into a bloody museum afterwards. They might use it for, you know, their dignitaries and whatever as a basically symbolism. But there might be a new location for the actual war room or White House or whatever you want to call it, because you remember, Washington, D.C. is a district of criminals, not a district of Columbia. It's a district of criminals. They were the ones that developed all that. I think Trump is wiping out all the ley lines and the, you know, the symbolism out of there, along with what's happening in the London District of London, and along with what's happening at the Vatican. They're all being, you know, all that symbolism is being taken out. Everything. And anything to do with symbolism is going to be brought down. Yeah, it's difficult, like it says, when you're living off grid, to, you know, you got to take a lot of time out, you know, heat your water and, you know, all this good stuff. It's not like you got a hot water tank and, you know, so you have to take some time to get this thing done. It takes up a few hours of my day, every day. But I enjoy it because I have my freedom. You need a co-host to block all the scammers. Yeah. Don't I know it? I know. But hopefully, we can get through this, and everybody is being self-taught and self-trained right now to pick out these scammers. Okay, let them do whatever they want to do, because I call it them being exposed. They're just exposing themselves. We're being watched by the NSA or Space Force or whoever it is. I mean, they got me over there on and all of you as well, because you're following this. We're following our content here. Fireworks here in California. Yes, there's a lot of patriots in California waking up. Yeah, I know they're trying another shutdown, but people should be. I know they're trying another shutdown for this whatever H virus, whatever it is. And, something to do with rats or whatever. They're the only rats that are out there that are causing this. And they try to put fear in your head so they can, roll out this whatever cocktail they've decided to roll out to get it stuck in your arm again. And then, of course, they're going to, the dummies that are out there doing whatever they're doing, that's going to drop a whole bunch more. I never bought into it the first time, And, I mean, it should pretty much be self-explanatory by what we're witnessing out there. And if people refuse to see what's going on and the dangers out there, well, that's, it's on them. It's not on us. We can only lead a horse to water. We cannot make it drink. Since yesterday, gas went up 50 cents. I know. It's just insane. And everybody's blaming Trump for it. And yet Trump's the one that's trying to fix it, right? Until they get control, which I believe there will be control of the fuel in Iran and in the Middle East this week, because Saudi Arabia and Iraq is all on board. There's a delegation going from the United States over to Iraq right now to celebrate the 15 new senators that are going to be replacing the old, Democrat crowd over there, or the, globalist deep state, whatever you want to call them. And their monetary system is getting ready. So we are very, very close to activity. I believe, and I'm going to say this right now, I just want to put it out there. We are at May 20th right now, and I believe in the next 2 weeks, or anywhere, inside June, at the beginning of June, we're going to see a big, huge bunch of changes, because there has to be some kind of a big, huge event happening, because July 4th is around the corner. So you see where I'm going with this? There has to be something happen big. And it could be just by a flick of the switch. And because the alliance has total control of what the whole thing is, what's happening right now. And all of a sudden you're going to see this massive transition from bad to good. That's what I think is coming. Any word on the RV? Well, I just explained that, okay? So we're at May 20th right now. There's 10 days before June. They're going to have to, between now and the beginning of June, they're going to have to put some fireworks out there, and in order to have something to celebrate on the 4th of July. Otherwise, nobody's going to have money to celebrate. Otherwise, nobody's going to be wanting to celebrate, because they didn't get any restitution or any money or any type of redemption, any type of reparations that were coming back to them. Okay. Now, taxes are not constitutional or even a part of the Canadian Bill of Rights. If we're dealing with Canada, whatever, they've never been a part of the Canadian Bill of Rights or Freedoms Act. Okay? And that's why many IRS and CRA, I'm not going to say it's the CRA people, because they're all a bunch of NPCs, but I would say a lot of people that are patriots that have a conscience in the IRS at that time left, because they looked in their in the Constitution and their law books in the IRS, saying that there's nothing anywhere showing that it was mandatory to or against the law not to pay taxes. There it is. That's why they put your name in all capital letters. So they could basically lie to you, but they weren't lying to you. They were lying to your straw man. Okay? Let me just go. I know. They're the ones that, pulled all this together and made it such a cluster, what, to try to deal with it. So this is why the deep state, put our names, which we were sovereign. We're not corporations, okay? They needed to put our names into capital letters. And if you look on your birth certificate, social security numbers, anything like that, or your healthcare number, driver's license, anything, your credit cards, all capital letters, okay? That's your straw man, okay? And that's why they were able to lie to you, because they were lying to your straw man. In your mind, in your conscious, okay, you thought, oh, they're talking to me, but they're actually talking to you, right? You know what I'm talking about? So that's how that's working. So you basically still keep that paperwork and all the cards and whatever you want to do. That's fine. But you also get another card out there, go down and have some cards made up. You can have your, identity cards, business cards, whatever you want to call them, make up 200 or whatever they come in, 250, and put what you want to put down there. If your name is, Alex John West or whatever you want to do, you could put that in upper lower case across there with your email on it and what city you're from and even your phone number. That's it. It's just an identity card. I'm not a corporation. I'm a sovereign, and this makes me a sovereign. It's not you have to go through there and get their permission to do this. They're the ones that they're the idiots that already started this. Okay. We have to retrain ourselves to be sovereign, not be part of a corporation. Yeah. They're starting to drop where, Robert? Explain that one. The chemtrails are basically cloud cover, seeding the clouds to operate covert operations to clean out the criminals. I can't wait till all this intervention and, patents come out. Yes, I know. So we don't have to need oil and gas anymore. I get it. I understand. And that's coming very, very soon. Yeah, good. Nice comment. Thank you for the comment. Just to confirm, will the Federal Reserve crash, not the markets? Yeah, the Federal Reserve is being taken out. It's not, the market, if you're talking about the markets, the bonds are in big trouble. The bond market is that's all a big casino. That's gonna I believe, I wouldn't put my money in bonds right now. And anything to do with that, the IR, what do you call it? The 401ks. I don't even know if that's going to be alive, or even the RRSPs that are up in Canada. I would be highly recommended. Draw all your RSPs out, your 401ks out, take your haircut, whatever they give you type thing, and it's better than having a piece of pie than no pie at all. And stick it into physical asset. And I could go back again, and I will. Okay, XRP is gold. Okay, you can buy gold. XLM, and these are the representatives. The representatives are on the left on that. They're all the big letters. Okay, and what those big letters hold is on the right. And XRP is the gold. XLM is the silver. XDC is copper. This is why I'm saying copper, start collecting it and collect it hard, because copper will be a precious metal very soon in your lifetime, in our lifetime, hopefully mine. ALGO, platinum. 10TA is uranium. HBAR is palladium. QNT is titanium. ADA is nickel. And nickel, start collecting nickel if you want. VE, and I don't even know if the nickel that we have right now up in Canada, or if they have them in the States, are even real nickel. So we got to watch that. VELO is rhodium. And XXA is a hybrid metal, whatever that means. All right. So don't put your name in capital letters anymore. Okay? Because they're not telling you to. You're doing it over your own free will. So every time you put your name down there, you're writing it in capital letters because you've been programmed that way. Put it in upper lowercase. First letter being capital and the rest being lowercase. They designed all that, and it's up to us to break the shackles. And and just, you're not a corporation, so stop and end the lies by claiming yourself to be a sovereign. Okay, the Clarity Act is basically a cleanup and also a re-education program that is going to re-educate everybody about all the metals and the monetary system that's coming out and getting out of the old system. You are going to become your own central bank through the cards and security devices that you have on you, and you're going to be able to shoot money anywhere in the world, and it'll just be there in seconds, okay? Now, the system you lived in been eating away at you for generations. The system that you and your father and your father's father before that have been living in have been eating away, with your income tax. And this is why Trump is so big right now, and he's putting out the comms out there saying, you are not going to have to pay any more taxes. You're not going to have to pay any more, and that's going to really light America on fire, because that's going to release trillions of dollars into the system. Everybody that's going to be making money, that any of the money for the roads and city infrastructure is going to be coming through tariffs. Okay. It's going to be, and you're going to have more money than you know what to do with coming through trade tariffs. Okay. And it's not going to be no 10, 15, 20%. You'll be able to do it by 1, 2, 3%, which will hardly be noticeable, but all that will be collected over trillions of dollars that comes in, and that will rebuild the country. And that every country is going to apply that same system. We're going to all be sovereign. And you're going to see right now, as you're seeing right now, a lot of people are throwing their keys for their apartments and houses back at the banks or whatever they're doing, and jumping in vans, beautiful motorhomes and whatever they're doing, and they're just driving off grid. They're saying, no, it's not because we're scared or traitors or anything like that. It's we want a new world. We want a new life. And there's thousands, if not tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands out there right now that have given up their mundane prison planet programming to free themselves and take their their families and their dogs and animals and go with them. And there's lots of land out there that is government land, that is your land, that you can park on, and nobody can tell you to go off of it. And if they do, make sure you're around a whole bunch of people that could push these negatives off, because that's what they are. They are part of the old program, okay? And you do not want to, be a part of their corporation bullshit. The key is to be your own bank, okay? Debt. And all the debt out there that you own is all artificial. Now, just the final things I want to say. The U.S. debt is not $40 trillion in the United States. It's $320 trillion. But the good news is 99.5% of it is the deep state debt. It's not your debt. Okay?